Our person class has three fields: first name, last name, and date of birth. Those fields are members of the person class, but besides fields, we can have other class members, for example methods. A method is a block of code which is executed only when it is called. It can return a single value or no value at all. You can pass arguments to the methods, known as parameters, which then can be used inside of the method. Sometimes instead of the term method, you might come across the term function, but it is the same thing. We use methods so that we can reuse the code, meaning that we will define it only once, and we could use it for different parameters. Also, using methods, we can guard our class fields. For example, when setting the date of birth value, instead of giving the direct public access to that field, we can make that field private again and create a method to set and get that value where we'll have the control. In fact, let's add a method that will set the date of birth value in our person class. To declare that method, first we'll have to use the public keyword, so we will specify that it will be accessible outside of this class. Then we'll have to specify the return type of this method. But we don't want to return anything from this method, we just want to set the date of birth value. To indicate that there is no return value, we will mark this method as void. Then we specify the name of this method, and let's call it setDateOfBirth. And the last part of declaring a method is to pass the arguments. We do it like this. After the name, in parentheses, first we specify the type of the parameter, so it will be datetime, and the parameter name. Let's call it date. If we had more than one, we would separate them by a comma. In brackets, we can implement the method's body. All we want to do in this method is to check whether the date is in the future or not. If it is in the future, then we will not set the value and maybe display some message just for this example. To check if that date is in the future, I will create an if statement. So if the date is greater than datetime.now, then we just console writeline invalid date of birth. In the else statement, we know that we can safely set that value, so let's do that. Date of birth is equal to date. Now let's change the access modifier for the date of birth field to be private, so that it can be changed only through the setDateOfBirth method. So private datetime date of birth. It is a good practice to name private fields in a lowercase, so that we will know that it is a private field without looking at its declaration. I will rename that field to be lowercase. To be able to get this value outside of this class, we'll have to create a getDateOfBirth method. So public datetime getDateOfBirth, and this method will return a datetime value and it has no parameters. In the body of this method, we just want to return the date of birth field value. To do that, we'll use the return keyword. Return date of birth. Notice that since we declared that this method returns a datetime, we are not able to return any other type than that. If I try to return 1 as an int, we will get a compilation error stating that cannot convert type int to datetime. This is great because at the compilation type, we know what type the value will have. And if you have some JavaScript background, you know that in JavaScript you could return a numeric value or a string value from one function without the problem. But let's go back to our method, which just returns a single value in one line. For this kind of method in C#6, Microsoft introduced something called expression body. Expression body for this method will look like this. Public datetime get date of birth, and then we specify the expression as the equal and greater than signs and date of birth. We got rid of the brackets and the return keyword, which simplified this method, and the result is the same. Let's go back to our program, where now we can safely assign the date of birth value for our bil variable with the setter that we have created. So let's set that value to be the 1st January of 1990. So Bill, set date of birth, and we'll pass a new date time, 1990, January 1st. In the console write-line invocation, to get that date, we'll have to use our getter like this: bill.getDateOfBirth. When I run the program, we'll see the expected result, Bill and the date. If you had more than one variable of the type person, and for all of them we wish to display this message, we would have to duplicate the code. So maybe instead, let's introduce a method in the person class that will handle the person greeting message. In the person class, let's declare public void sayHi method without any arguments. This method will only display some message in the console with the values from this class. So console writeline, hi, I'm first name, comma, and the result from the getter, so get date of birth. Sometimes you might notice that developers use this keyword when accessing the fields to indicate that they want to get the value for the given object like this.firstName. It might be helpful if you had an argument in a method that was called the same as the field from a class. But in our case, this keyword is redundant, so I will just remove it. Back to the main method, instead of console writeline, I will just invoke sayHi on our Bill object. Bill sayHi.